Welcome to another episode of First Week in the Hot Seat, where we get to know our newest member of the team and check in after their first week at Farsight. So, welcome Kayla. Congrats on your new role at Farsight. How have your first couple of weeks been?
Thank you, very exciting. It's been fun. It's been so lovely getting to know everyone. I think the best part so far is just honestly the team. Everyone is so kind, and just getting to know about everyone's lives has been my favourite part so far, but everyone is just so humble. I feel like everyone is very smart, but very humble.
You'll be head of digital performance. What's been your favourite part of just working in that role so far?
Yeah, probably just understanding our structure and the way we work and how we, deliver on our service for clients. That part has been really exciting to dive into, just more of the strategy piece. But there's so many incredible clients that I feel like I've just scratched the surface, and I'm trying to hold back a little bit because I know once I dive in, there's no going back. So, grew up in Sydney, Northern Beaches of Sydney, which is still home for my dad and my brother. So I go back and visit there quite a lot. So I grew up by the beach. It was just such a beautiful childhood, so sunny and delightful and sporty and always outdoors, and I feel like that's definitely followed me through the rest of the years. But Sydney until high school, and then Melbourne up until a couple of years ago. So I've moved around a little bit. So we go down every Sunday morning and do nippers, like that was like my whole childhood. Every Sunday by the beach and learning, in the surf and the sand. I was really good at like the sand sports, but really terrible at the swimming and like the water stuff, but it was a lot of fun. I feel like that's just like my biggest memory of childhood in Sydney.
In uni, what did you study?
Studied public relations, kind of like media and comms sort of thing, which I loved to an extent. Like I started out in PR for a little bit, but all my PR jobs started having like a little bit of social media on the side. And when I go to client pitches and talk about like the numbers of social media advertising and all of that, they're like, I want to hear more about what she's saying. And I was like, okay, there's something in this that made me gravitate more towards the data side. But uni itself I didn't love. I feel like it was a bit boring. I mean, it was very fluffy. I feel like I learned so much more on the tools, like interning in my first jobs than I ever did at uni. So I always preferred to work rather than go to class.
This one, I kind of like looking at your career so far. What's been your highlight, would you say?
Such a tough one. I feel like there's been so many highlights, but I always come back to the people. I feel like there's been so many client highlights, and I think numbers and amazing results and all of that, which is always so exciting. But growing and mentoring just really amazing marketers. So I feel like that's been my highlight. I couldn't choose one. It'd be like choosing my favorite child, but they know who they are. There's a lot of them.
During the week or on the weekend, would you prefer a night out or a night in?
Oh, I feel like this is changing now that I'm 30 and old. Probably night in, but more of like a day out.
And then in general, what do you do with your free time?
Free time, being outdoors. So I'm really close to the beach up on the sunny coast, which I love. So I'll be by the beach, by the water as much as I can, but hikes on the weekend, exploring new restaurants and cafes. I think coming from Melbourne, that's definitely always been a bit of a favourite, bit of a foodie.
If you had to eat one meal every day for the rest of your life,
it'd be Mexican nachos.
If you were in the Olympics, what sport would you compete in?
Probably volleyball or surfing. I'm terrible at both. This is, I guess, the thing. So if I had to compete, I'd do that, because then you're more like by the beach, you're outside, you're by the sand. Like the lifestyle paired with it. Probably more like the surfing side, if like you're traveling the world to amazing beaches.
And what's one thing you think that people at work might not know about you?
I feel like everyone would know by now, but I'm not very good at having an inside voice. So I feel like my presence is very like known. So on my first day, my partner messaged me and he's like, have the best day, like they're gonna love you, it's gonna be great, but use your inside voice. So I feel like that paired with being quite impatient. So I feel like my impatience will always come out.
But if you could live anywhere for a year, in just a year, where would it be?
Probably somewhere in Europe. I feel like it would have to be somewhere quite different. So one place comes to mind, maybe Portugal. Like I like the beach kind of lifestyle. Then everywhere's so close, so I feel like you could base yourself anywhere and just travel around.
What do you say motivates you? Like what gets you up in the morning?
Probably just like, I guess it comes down to growth. Like I need to be challenged, I need to be striving for something. I think if everything just stays the same, I get really bored and really unmotivated. So for me, whether it's work, whether it's life, like it might be like Pilates and bar and stuff that I do on the side. Like I love going to that so I can get better like each time. And when I leave and I'm like, oh, I got like a bit better this week. Like, that really motivates me to like keep going more and more and more. And same with work. I feel like coming in each day, like, I want to learn something new every day and challenge myself and challenge the team.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
Golden Retriever.
Oh, cute.
I feel like I'm just very social and excitable and blonde. So you look like your pet. But getting to know the team on a deeper level as well. I feel like I know so much about what everyone does, like outside of work and life, but I want to really dive into like what gets everyone excited, motivates them, like why they love their job and how I can help get the best out of them.
So thanks so much for being here. We're so excited to have you here on the team at Farsight. Thanks for watching another episode of First Week in the Hot Seat.
Thank you for having me, and don't forget to follow us.